Hey guys, today's video is a montage of all of my work so far. So this video is basically clips of my career so far, and I've put it all into one YouTube video. It's been 3 years that I've been doing property investing for now, and it's literally been the best thing that I could have done. So I've recorded as much as I can, and I'm going to put it all into one big video now. And I just want to say, guys, if you're on the fence about property and you're just not sure, then 100% go for it. Like, it's been the best thing I could have done, business-wise, financially, and just gives me something fun to do every single day. So subscribe, like the channel, like my comment, all that. Hope you guys like it. If you do like the video, then please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd much appreciate it. Okay, so I started off in this apartment building here. I was living there. I was renting it out for £600 per month. I was very comfortable, you know, wasn't really pushing myself too much. But then I realised I could make money from this apartment. So what I did was I rented my spare room on Airbnb. But it turned out to be a bit of a headache, so I decided to stop doing that and started to think of other ways how I can be successful in property. So then I started to look for properties that I can purchase. I didn't have much money at the time at all, but I realised that if I can find the right property, then I can raise investment to buy the property. So I looked at over 20 different apartments and houses until I finally found the right one for the right price. This property here, I purchased this one for $125,000, and then 1 year later I got it revalued at $150,000, which meant that I was able to pull out £20,000 from it when I remortgaged this property. So I was making about £550 per month profit, and I was living completely for free, and I had my full-time wages coming in as well. So I thought I was dead cool. Went on a couple of holidays, thought I was Mr. Big Shot, but life has its own way of humbling you back down to reality. I was still stuck in a job that I did not enjoy one bit. So that's when I created LN Capital, and I started to give this business my everything. So I was in hunting mode. I was trying to find my next property to buy, my next project that I could take on. And it was a struggle. I couldn't find anything for ages. So this property here was up for 120k. I ended up buying it for 100k.
YSF Beats.
So I'm just with John here. We're just trying to look for some of the interiors of the property, things like plants. Just trying to really set a nice tone for the property so you can charge more.
I got these two bar stools. I actually love them. And then I brought you this, and then you got these to put like the sugar, coffee. There's 3 of them. The other one's at the back, and then this is like a nice thing, whatever it is, a bowl. And then you've got another plant as well. But yeah, I hope you like it.
Is that it? Yeah, feature wall. Now, I don't know if you remember me saying, but I bought this property for £100,000. I ended up spending £18,000 on the refurb. So the total investment was £118,000. I then got the property valued straight away as soon as I'd finished it, and I got it valued for 150,000. So that allowed me to pull out £28,000 from this property, which I then did the exact same thing as I did before, and I just put that money, invested it straight away into my next project. Okay, so this is where I launched LN Stays. Now, LN Stays was a rent to serviced accommodation business. I set this up because I really wanted to try rent to rent. I studied this like a crazy person. So as you can see, this is the rent to SA deal that I did take on. Now, it was a fully empty apartment and I fully furnished it. I got my designer in there to fully furnish the whole apartment. And to be honest with you, it didn't perform the way I wanted it to. So the first couple of months, I actually lost around £100 on each month. So it wasn't making any money for the first couple of months. Then I got a large booking for £8,000. So I did end up making around £600 going forward per month, but it still wasn't performing the way I expected it to. So what I actually decided to do was to live in this apartment, and that's what I'm doing now. So I'm currently living in this apartment. I don't really regret taking on the deal, but it is what it is. It never really made good money. So at this point, I just kind of decided that I'm going to keep my focus on purchasing properties. That's not to knock rent to rent, it's just that I feel like when you're purchasing properties, it can be a lot more safer when you own the property because your monthly payment is generally a lot lower. So that kind of lowers the risk, in my opinion.
Okay, so I lost my laptop. I left my laptop in security.
So I was still working in a call center selling insurance to people to protect their Sky equipment. Not the most exciting job, but you know, it paid the bills. So what I actually did was I cut down my hours at this point to part-time, so I was probably working about 2-3 days a week. And I managed to travel just because I used up all of my holiday allowance. I had 30 days per year that they'd give me, so I used all of that. And to be honest with you, at this point I knew that I would be leaving the job soon.
Hello, Capital Antonsville, take one, go.
Okay, so we're here today with
third bedroom, lost a fourth. It worked.
So at this point, I was basically looking for my next property to buy, my next project to take on. I was working with investors at this point as well, so things had really started to pick up. The YouTube helped a lot with that, and the Instagram helped with that as well. This property here was a 6-bedroom HMO property, and I actually had an offer agreed on this property, but the sale fell through. So I was back in hunting mode trying to find another project to buy. Now, one day, my friend gave me a call and he basically said, "Luigi, I've found something, you might want to take a look at it." So I went down, reviewed this property and ended up buying it. Okay, so this property here, I purchased this one for £141,000 and ended up spending £40,000 on it. And I believe if we was to sell it right now, we'd be able to get around £260,000 to £280,000 for it. So that's a potential profit of between £80,000 to £100,000 just off one residential HMO deal. Now, I bought this property with my friend Romero just because I didn't have enough money at the time to do the deal myself. So we went 50-50 on this. He will be featuring in these videos too, so stay tuned. You know that I said on this deal, we made between £80,000 to £100,000 off this one residential deal. Now the truth behind this is that we nearly lost money on this deal. We nearly didn't make any profit, and we nearly lost out on our initial investment. It was a massive learning curve, but thankfully we did end up making the profit that we expected to make. But we were so close to losing out on this deal. Now, if you want to find out where we went wrong and what mistake we made, then please check out part 2, which is coming soon. Also, if you do like this video, then please give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned.